Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, or I guess good afternoon here in Huxley, Iowa. We are getting ready for the varsity boys basketball game between your Ballard Bombers and the AHSTW Vikings. It's a lot of letters. Both teams having so far a successful season. Bombers are 6-2 on the year, while the Vikings are 8-0. When looking at the stats tonight, well, I guess I'll introduce my broadcast partner, Chase Winterboard. How are we doing tonight? I guess this afternoon.
I'm doing great right now, Brock. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, for those wondering why Chase is probably in a great mood, Gabe Kalsher just made one of the biggest shots this season for Iowa State.
We'll talk about that later.
Oh, no, we can talk about it if we want.
All right, fair.
But, yeah, giving Iowa State the victory over TCU, still first place in the Big 12, not something that you hear every day from Iowa State.
That's very true, Brock, very true.
So, yeah, let's get into a little bit about this matchup tonight or this afternoon with the Bombers and the Vikings. Bombers coming off of a loss against Norwalk, which was a very defensive-heavy game. Bombers were held to 25 points, which I don't know how many times you could say a Bomber team has been held to 25 points in their program's history. But still averaging around 53 points a game, which isn't terrible at all. The Vikings actually are averaging 65 points a game, which is good for them. The one thing that stands out probably is the three-point percentage differential. Ballard is shooting around 37, 38% from the three-point line, while the Vikings are only shooting 27% from three. So that may become an X factor, which will be similar to the North Polk game that we called earlier this week with the Bombers getting the big victory over North Polk.
Yeah, I would definitely agree, Brock. Something else I was looking at, and, it's kind of hard to tell when, these two teams, are not in the same class. But, I'm pretty impressed the way that the Vikings rebound the ball. They're averaging 33 rebounds a game, and, the Bombers out here, they're only averaging 23. So I'm looking especially at that matchup today, how the Bombers are going to be able to handle the Vikings on the glass. I think if they can keep them off the glass, I feel like in any game you're going to be fine. But that's kind of the matchup that I was looking at. But, yeah, I would definitely agree with that three-point shooting percentage as well, Brock, because, yeah, that North Polk game, the Comets came off really strong there from the three-point line, and we were kind of surprised. But, it kind of faded throughout the rest of the game, and it was, yes, definitely a huge X factor. But, yeah, those are probably the two things that at least I'm looking at today as well.
Yeah, definitely. This is going to be a good game. I think the Vikings are a 2A team, but they are 8-0, averaging around 66 points a game. So, this team's going to be able to put up some points. They do look like they have some height, just getting a glance at their roster. So it should be a good matchup. And, players like Mason Gorsh and Jude Gibson for Ballard are looking to bounce back after a tough loss against Norwalk.
Yes, yeah, for sure. I mean, gosh, that game, there was just really nothing that could go the Bombers' way. And, the good thing about this situation for the Bombers is, you get to play in 2 days. So, pretty much just shake that game off on Thursday, you got a brand new opportunity today.
For sure. And we will have the national anthem, and then we'll get back to some basketball here in Huxley, Iowa for the matchup between the Vikings and the Bombers.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that everyone please rise, remove your hats, face the flag located at the south end of the gymnasium as we honor our flag and our country by the singing of the national anthem.
Bombers will win the tip here. Gibson's shot is stripped away, out of bounds. Will remain Bombers ball here. Starters this afternoon for the Bombers, same starting five: Miles Mudd, Nolan Cogdale, Mason Gorsh, Austin Schoen, and Jude Gibson. Bombers get it into Cogdale, loses the ball. The ball was tipped, and again it'll go out of bounds, remain Bombers ball. Gibson to inbound it here. He finds Gorsh, who's open in the left corner for three to open up the game. Gorsh hits the three-point shot.
Yeah, you know, I forgot to mention it coming in, Brock, but, you know, Mason kind of got locked up last game against Norwalk. So, yeah, I mean, I figured that he was going to try to come out strong here tonight for the Bombers. But, yeah, shooting 52% from three so far this year.
And, yeah, he's looking to have a big bounce-back game as he's able to get the rebound here after the missed shot for the Vikings. Gibson hands it off to Mudd. Over to the left side now, Gorsh. Gorsh finds Mudd down low. Shot fake, layup is up and in. And then just like that, Bombers get two quick buckets to open up the game, this time from Mudd. Vikings now looking to get something on the scoreboard. They have it at the top of the perimeter over to the left side to Sternberg. He'll take it in on Cogdell. Picks up his dribble, looking, kick out. That's Denning. He loses it, kicks it out now. A pull-up jumper, top of the free throw line, no good from Scheffler. Mudd with the ball for the Bombers. He gives it up over to Schoen. Schoen had a good game against the Norwalk Warriors last time out, which out of all the performances, he was probably the best one to look at for some kind of positive takeaway from the game.
Yeah, for sure, Brock. You know, just a rough night overall, though, Thursday for the Bombers. But, you know, like I mentioned, though, before the game, you know, brand new opportunity today. And so far, the Bombers off to a good start here.
Vikings with it here. Denning gives it down low. And a tough shot is able to roll in by Sternberg. Gets the first 2 points for the Vikings this afternoon. Schoen takes it in. Looking, kick out. They work it over to the left side. Gibson, he will fire the three off the front of the rim. Rolls up and in for three. Jude Gibson with the three-point shot. Makes it an 8-2 lead for the Bombers. That foul off of that drive. Mason Gorsh was the one called for the foul. Gorsh is kind of known for picking up some early fouls in games. Hopefully that doesn't lead to foul trouble tonight. As Sternberg's reverse layup is good for the Vikings.
Yeah, really impressed with London Sternberg here so far early for the Vikings. You know, I've been also, you know, just impressed the way that they look at the rim when they get the ball, Brock. I think, you know, just looking at the rim really draws that defense attention. And, you know, the Bombers just kind of been jumping here for really no reason on the defensive end. And just a good ball play there by the Vikings.
Mudd over to Cogdale. Gibson, who just hit a three, fires another one off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound by Schoen. Tie up, jump ball, possession arrow towards the Vikings. So the Vikings have it here. They trail 4-8 right early on here in the first quarter of play. Sternberg, who had so far all four of the points for the Vikings, loses it. Gibson with the steal, quickly out to Mudd for the easy fast break layup.
Yeah, great job there by Miles, just running the floor, you know, and, you know, you'll get rewarded when you have Jude playing point guard for you, so good run out there by Miles.
It's a great ball handler for sure, as that is called a offensive foul against the Vikings. Nick Denning, number 23, called for the foul. So Gibson will bring it up here. He'll give it over to Mudd, who just had a fast break layup this last possession. Gibson down low to Schoen. Schoen puts up the shot and is sent back by Sternberg. Great defense from Kyle Sternberg for the Vikings. On the other end, they're looking to put up some points as that 15-footer rolls around, no good. Rebound by Gorsh. That shot was from Cole Scheffler. Gibson loses it off the pass. And the Vikings come up with it here with the turnover. Sternberg Takes to the hoop, and he lays it up and in. Luke Sternberg, number 3. So we got a couple of Sternbergs in the starting lineup for the Vikings. Mudd, pressured, tried to throw it to, I think, Gibson, but able to draw a foul.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a good game so far here early, Brock. You know, I mentioned on the pregame, you know, if the Bombers can keep the Vikings off the offensive glass, I think they'll be fine. And, you know, so far early, they've done a good job at that. But, you know, credit to the Vikings here. They're still sticking around here early, and we got ourselves a good game.
Gorsh's 3 is no good. Rebound by Kyle Sternberg. He will take it coast to coast. Inside layup is almost good. I think they called it on the floor anyways. So the Vikings will take it out underneath the bucket after the foul call.
Yeah, I really like the way Sternberg pushed it there in transition. You know, also playing off too, Brock. I feel like sometimes, you know, nothing against you big men, right? But I feel like sometimes, you know, you see big guys in transition, you know, they're kind of all over the place, bring the ball. But, you know, very good job there by Sternberg playing under control and, you know, also playing off too.
We mentioned early that Gorsh is known for picking up quick early fouls, and he just picked up his second, so he heads to the bench as well as Nolan Cogdell. So after that shot from the Vikings, that falls to make it an 8-10 deficit for the Vikings. Bombers now with it. Grieco, who just checked in, gives it over to Mudd. Mudd over to the right side to Schoen. Schoen steps back, gives it over back to Mudd. They swing it over to the left side. Gibson fires a 3 and hits it. Jude Gibson, not really known for shooting many threes. I would say he probably averages 1 or 2 a game. Already has shot 3 and has made 2 of them.
Yeah, and, you know, I can tell for sure that the Vikings, you know, were doing their scouting report, and, you know, really not much of a hard closeout on Gibson here early, but, you know, credit to Jude being able to shoot the ball here early.
Nick Denning, the one with the layup for the Vikings. Bombers now with it. Under 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. Gibson over to Schoen. Schoen, shot fake, drive, step back, kicks out. Grieco. Grieco will drive. Muscles his way inside, but unable to get the layup to go, and the rebound to Kyle Sternberg. Kyle Sternberg's had a great first quarter of play. The foul was called on the floor, so the shot will not count. So the foul will be called on number 12 for the Bombers, Eli Rouse, who checked in a couple minutes ago.
Oh, gosh, Brock, this bothered me. I have a very good player comp for Sternberg, but it can't come to me right now. So I'm hoping they can come to me later on in the game, but he reminds me a lot of someone.
Game's early, so maybe we'll figure that out here.
It'll come to me.
So Rouse picks up another foul. This time it was a shooting foul, so number 35, Braden Lund for the Vikings will go to the line for some free throws. Makes the first, shooting 73% from the line this season, averaging 19 points a game.
Yeah, you know, credit to the Vikings as well here early. I know we talked about, you know, not the greatest three-point shooting team, Brock, but, you know, I mean, they really have been playing their strengths. You know, they've just been pounding the ball down low. So, you know, been impressed with the Vikings, you know, just playing their strengths as well.
So 1 for 2 on that trip from Lund. Bombers still lead 13-11 here, getting close to the 2-minute mark in the first quarter. Grieco gives it over to Gibson. Gibson takes it in. Kick out, Schoen. 3-point shot is no good. Rebound by Lund. He runs up the court by himself, crosses over, takes it in amongst the trees, still fighting inside, kicks it out. Sternberg fires a 3. That misses every part of the bucket, and now the Bombers have it. Loose ball. Lund comes up with the steal. Sternberg tried to dunk it, and a great block from Austin Schoen. And Cogdell throws it away. Vikings again looking to get up on the scoreboard, and Lund is able to finish it there.
Whew, that was all over the place there, Brock.
I'll need to see the replay, but I know Vikings fans were wanting a foul, but I think that was a great block from Schoen on the defensive side. Grieco inside, jump hook, able to put it up and in.
A nice little baby hook there from Grieco. You know, last game against Norwalk felt like he had just countless threes that just really could not fall. You know, there are a bunch of great shots, so good to see him getting going down low today.
And that's one of the things about this Bomber team last game out. Only finished with 25 points, but they had open looks. It's just sometimes it's not your night on the offensive end, and it just happened to be nobody's night for the Bombers, which resulted in that loss to Norwalk. So that shot was no good. Rebound by Mudd. Less than a minute to go now here in the first quarter. Cogdale pulls up a 15-footer, no good. Battle for the rebound, and the Vikings come up with it. Scheffler down low, easy layup for number 5, Abe McIntosh, or McIntosh, sorry about that.
Yeah, a tough break there for the Bombers. You know, you just can't have that happen in transition. I mean, it just really didn't seem like anyone picked him up there, and, you know, you just got to make sure, you know, you protecting the rim there, especially, you know, after a shot like that from Cogdale.
Cogdale with the ball, he gives it over to Mudd. He thought about the 3, now he dribbles it. 18 seconds left on the game clock, 8 on the shot clock, so the Bombers need to get something going here. Gibson down low to Mudd. Mudd will fade away from 15 feet, no good. 8 seconds left. Vikings have a chance to take the lead before the end of the first quarter. Ball goes out of bounds, or they call a foul. They call a foul. Foul was on Austin Schoen, his first, team's 5th. Something to look at there is the Bombers already have 5 team fouls. So 3 seconds. Scheffler gives it up. 3-point shot from the corner is good. That was number 21, Ryan Wiedemeyer, for the Vikings.
Yeah, nice little wheel look there out of bounds, Brock. You know, kind of familiar with that play back in my day. You know, I was trying to call some of that today. I don't know if any of you guys heard me, but, you know, great wheel action, though, from the Vikings there to end off the first quarter. And, yeah, we've got ourselves a ball game.
The Bombers trail 15-18 here heading into the second quarter of play. It's been great up and down action. Great defensive stops by the Bombers, able to swat a couple fast break opportunities away from the Vikings. But at the same time, the Vikings have been able to force turnovers against the Bombers, which has proven to be one of their downfalls. If they turn the ball over, the Bombers have struggled a little bit with the just handling the ball at times.
Yeah, for sure, Brock. You know, I had this circle coming into the game, but, I mean, both of these teams are pretty much averaging the same amount of turnovers. You know, Ballard's averaging 10.9 per game, and then the Vikings are averaging 10.5. So, I mean, it doesn't get closer than that. But, yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. The Bombers had things going there early on offense, but just kind of, I don't know, couldn't really figure things out here towards the end of the first. But, you know, it is better to see, you know, from Thursday that, you know, points are on the board. And, you know, I thought it was crazy. You know, we were talking with Decent after the game that every single quarter they were held to single digits. I mean, I still can't get over that stat, but, you know, a solid start here, though, on offense for the Bombers. See if they can continue it in the second quarter.
Gibson kicks it out to Grieco. Gore shot fake drive. He's passing it out to Cogdale. Sorry about that. But draws a foul, so he will take it underneath the hoop. Bombers will.
Yeah, great jab step there by Gorsh, you know, faking going in the middle there. And, you know, Brock, just sometimes a simple jab step can do a lot for you. So I like what I'm seeing there from Gorsh.
And a foul called against the Vikings before the inbound. Wiedemeyer, that's his second. I think he picked up 2 quickly right there for the second quarter. Bombers now. Gorsh puts up a tough shot, no good. Rebound by Lund. He'll bring it up. Give it over to Wiedemeyer. Guarded by Grieco. Over to the left side to Scheffler. Back to the top of the perimeter. Brown is defending. Ball handler. Lund takes it in. Grieco strips it away. And Lund is the last one to touch it, and it will be Bombers ball.
Yeah, good hands there by Grieco. You know, I mean, I've been impressed with the Vikings. Been driving the ball to paint here, but, you know, great job there by Grieco. You know, just getting his hands in there. You know, maybe would have liked them to slide over a little bit more, but regardless, good play there by Grieco.
Bombers with it here, looking to trim the deficit. Gorsh spins inside. Layup is no good. Great defense by Kyle Sternberg. Sternberg with it. He kicks it over to Lund. Shot fake. Looking to drive inside. Kick out instead for a 3 from Wiedemeyer. And that will hit the top of the bucket. Called out of bounds. Bombers ball. Bombers with it here. Early in the second quarter, they trail 15-18 against the Vikings. Gibson Crosses over, takes it in, and what a move from Jude Gibson to get that 2 points for the Bombers.
Yeah, great move there by Gibson, to setting him up to his right, and, just a simple crossover back to the left there. Great move by Gibson.
Lund takes it in. Gorsh defending, tough shot. Rebound by Kyle Sternberg. And, I mean, that's easy 2 points chalked up on the board for the Vikings. Sternberg's had a great first half for the Vikings. Gibson fires another three, no good. Lund comes up with the rebound, poked away by Gorsh. And they say it was last touched by the Vikings. Now they'll change it over to the Vikings. Six minutes to go here in the first half. Bombers trail by 3. Vikings looking to extend their lead on this possession. Lund goes to the right side, loses the ball. Out of bounds, it'll remain Vikings ball. Scheffler will inbound it. And I think a lack of communication there leads to the turnover as Scheffler gets it into Wiedemeyer, and Wiedemeyer just kind of passes it back to him out of bounds.
Yeah, I think they had something there. If he would have just, stepped in and got the ball, but I couldn't tell if the Bombers were in a zone there. It looked like they were playing zone on that out of bounds play, but yeah, no.
Could have played a factor in that.
Yeah. I thought they definitely, would have had some there though.
So Brown with it, gives it over to Gorsh over to the right side. Grieco, Gorsh looking to get something here on the scoreboard as he takes to the hoop, layup no good. Battle for the rebound. Jump ball, possession arrow towards the Vikings.
Yeah, I like the way the Vikings are just contesting around the rim, Brock. I've been impressed with the way Gorsh has been getting to the rack, but, at the same time, none of these shots really he's had at the rim are easy. And, credit to the Vikings, not fouling down there either and bailing them out.
And I feel like that's one of the parts of this Bomber offense that's so crucial is getting to the hoop, whether that's Gibson, Gorsh, Mudd, or one of the other players. Schoen's one of the players that has been known to drive a lot. And that's either led to 2 points or kickouts for 3. So the fact that they're unable to get 2 points off of layups is going to open up the 3-point line, or the Vikings are going to be able to defend both of them and get stops. So after the shot from Scheffler, Mudd fires a 3 and he hits it. He doesn't shoot a lot either for the Bombers, but when he puts it up, it seems like he's always pretty much close to automatic. Inside, tough layup attempt from Luke Sternberg, number 3. He was fouled on the way up, so he will go to the line for free throws.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Brock, always got to give my boy Miles a shout-out. Shooting 54.5% from 3 this year. So, like you mentioned, he doesn't shoot a lot, but when he does, it's usually a good percentage going in.
The free throw from Luke Sternberg is no good. The foul was on Owen Grieco. That's his first 16 foul for the Bombers. Only 14 fouls for the Vikings. Second one from Sternberg is good. They now lead at 23-20 against your Bombers. As we get closer and closer to halftime. Mudd fires a 15-footer. No good. Hits the back of the rim and out. And that's Kyle Sternberg with another rebound. He's guarded by Gorsh. Takes to the hoop himself. Double clutch layup. Almost gets it to go. But he was fouled on the way up, so he will go to the line for some free throws. And the foul was on Nolan Cogdale. That's his first, team 7. So now the Vikings are in the bonus the rest of the way for the second quarter. Sternberg's free throw is good. I wish our scoreboard was working. I would be able to tell you how many points he has already. But we got that part of the scoreboard just blanked out.
I saw a chuckle from Dan.
not the digital scoreboard on our live stream. We're talking about the one in our gym. No, Dan does an amazing job with our graphics and stuff on our live stream. So. Oh
yeah, huge shout out Dan. Shout out Dan as well, not pulling up to the alumni game earlier and didn't really put any pressure on us.
Yeah,
so.
we'll talk more about the alumni game at half.
Oh yeah,
for sure. As Mudd takes to the hoop, able to draw the foul, he will go to the line for some free throws.
Yeah, good take there by Mudd. You know, I mean, like we mentioned, Brock, I mean, he can hit the three if he wants to, but, you know, I feel like he's a lot more comfortable, you know, just kind of around the rim there. So good drive there by Miles, and now trying to reward himself to the line.
So Mudd to the line. Free throw no good. That foul was on Nick Denning for the Vikings. That's his second, team's fifth. Eli Rouse and Austin Schoen check in for Nolan Cogdell and Owen Greco. One more free throw, and it is good. 21-24, your Bombers trail, 4:20 left in the first half. It's been a really good game so far. For the Viking side, it's been led by Braden Lund and Kyle Sternberg. So they have it. Luke Sternberg is over to the left side. Lund inside, easy layup for him. Great pro hop, able to get open inside for the easy deuce.
Yeah, you know, I like this adjustment here going 2-3 from Coach Schertz, but, you know, sometimes just good offense beats good defense, and, you know, great work there by, I believe it, who'd you say it was, Brock? I'm sorry, I was
Who made
slacking.
that last shot?
Yes.
Brandon Lund.
Yes, yeah. I like the pro hop. I know you like that too, Brock, so I had to get that in there.
One of the best moves inside.
Yeah.
Mudd with it, hands it off to Gibson. Gibson looking to drive in, draws a foul on the floor. So only the 16th foul for the Vikings. So no bonus yet, but the foul was on Luke Sternberg, his second. 3:30 left in the first half. Abe McIntosh and Ryan Wiedemeyer check in. Gibson inbounding, gets it to Gorsh, wide open for three in the right corner, and he hits it. I mean, you can't let someone that's shooting 50% wide open behind the arc.
Yeah, great out of bounds play there from the Bombers. I mean, I don't know if I've seen that all year. Maybe I haven't. I'm just tired from earlier. But that was a great out of bounds play there by Coach Schertz.
So trims the deficit to 2. So we get closer and closer to halftime. Vikings though looking to get some more points to extend that lead. Scheffler able to recover the ball after it almost goes out of bounds for the Vikings. And off the drive, Wiedemeyer takes to the hoop on Rouse. No good. Rebound by Schoen. Great defense from Eli Rouse right there.
Yeah, I thought Schoen maybe would have had Gorsh there in transition, but, you know, regardless, pulled it up, and, you know, nothing wrong with that.
Schoen will reset it here. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Gibson down low to Schoen, and I mean, great play again from the Bombers. Able to tie it up with that bucket from Austin Schoen. Vikings looking to retake the lead, but Gibson pokes the ball loose, comes up with the steal off the fast break. The ball is loose, tipped out of bounds, and it will be Vikings ball.
Yeah, Gibson is just so good at that on defense, Brock. You know, anytime someone has their back turned to you, I mean, it is just free cookies for Gibson there. But it's kind of, yeah, lost it in transition in there and kind of couldn't catch a break. So now the Vikings here with the ball, and the game is tied. I thought it'd be closer.
You've said that a lot this week.
Hey, it's a good joke. Come on.
Kyle Sternberg's three-point shot is no good. Rebound by the Bombers. Less than 2 minutes left now. Gorsh, kick out. Mudd, who's had a great first half, misses that three. And a rebound to McIntosh.
Yeah, another great look there from Mudd. Just couldn't get it to fall.
Inside Lund, layup, no good, but a foul called. It'll be against the Bombers, and Lund will go back to the line for the Vikings.
Still bothering me, Brock. I can't get that player comp. It's really annoying me.
It'll come to you at some point.
It is annoying me.
Rouse was called for the foul. That's his third. 8-team foul against the Bombers. First one is good from Lund. Owen Greco will check in for Eli Rouse. I mean, Rouse is one of those guys you're okay with picking up more than a couple fouls in the first half. He hasn't put in a ton of minutes, but when he does, he's physical on the defensive end. So it's not a terrible thing that he has a couple of fouls.
Yeah, for sure, Brock. I definitely would agree.
The Bombers do have a couple players with multiple fouls. Gorsh is one of them as well, so that's going to be something that we look at heading to the second half, as Gorsh has it currently. Schoen now picks up his dribble, and he throws it away. And Wiedemeyer on the fast break. Layup is good. Great take from Ryan Wiedemeyer. Gorsh going quickly. Inside hand finish is good. And that's great effort there from Gorsh to just let that last bucket go and go quickly on the offensive end in transition. Sternberg responds. We're trading buckets here back and forth close as we get closer to halftime. Gorsh kicks it out to Grieco, less than a minute to go. Gibson over to Grieco. Grieco on the right side. He gives over to Mudd. Mudd dribbling, posting up inside, turns, kick out, showing, thought about the three. Instead, we'll take it over to Grieco. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Grieco, sense of urgency here from the Bombers. Gorsh's three is good as the shot clock hits 2 seconds left. Mason Gorsh hits the three to tie it up.
Yep, great heads-up play there by Owen Grieco. You know, just getting himself to the paint. You know, anytime he gets to the paint, Brock, you know, no matter what's left in the shot clock, usually good things happen there, and great job by Gorsh relocating and getting this game tied up.
Vikings have a chance to take the lead heading into halftime as McIntosh's layup almost falls. He was able to flip it up, but a foul called as well, so he will go to the line.
Yep, great read there by McIntosh, you know, seeing that really no one's helping there on the baseline for the Bombers, you know, so just a little nice crossover there, gets him to the rim, and now has a chance for two.
First one is good, gives the Vikings the lead. Second one is also good, so a 2-point lead for the Vikings, 9 seconds left. Gibson gives it over to Schoen. Schoen dribbling up the court, splits the defenders, and he is fouled. And that will be the 17th foul, so 1-on-1 bonus for the Bombers.
Man, I love the ball pressure there from the Vikings, but yeah, you can't foul there, Brock, you know, especially, you know, when you have no more fouls to give. So I really like the ball pressure, but, you know, just can't foul in that situation.
Cogdale will check in as well as Jackson Brown. I definitely think that is because of foul situation, as Grieco and Gorsh, who both have a couple fouls, will head to the bench. So Schoen has a 1-on-1 opportunity here. Makes the first, so he will get the second. 4.9 seconds left on the clock, so the Vikings do have a chance to put something up before half. Second free throw is good, tied up here at 33. They'll get it into McIntosh. Finds Wiedemeyer, and his shot is no good. And that will do it for the first half.
Ooh, kind of surprised that was not a goaltend.
Yeah, I'm going to bite my tongue. I was waiting for something to be called.
Yeah.
It was a physical play as well. So that will do it for the first half. 33 all tied up here in the hangar here in Huxley, Iowa. Bombers lead it here on the Ballard Network. I guess I don't think we necessarily need to take a break if you don't need one.
No, I'm fine. Yeah.
I mean, we could talk a little bit about the alumni game that we had earlier on today. It was a fun game. A bunch of people from the class of 2017 showed up as well. We had a couple people from the 90s, you know?
Oh, yeah.
We love having the alumni game, second year that this has happened. Both of us have participated in both years. But yeah, it was a great experience for sure. Yeah,
no, another fun year. Appreciate Coach Schertz putting it on. You know, it's second year now, but yeah, that was a blast, Brock. I was kind of worried there at half that it might get out of hand, but yeah, that was a heck of a game. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, I mean, we started out hot, and I think at one point it was like 25-12, 25-15 or something like that, and then we both our team basically just couldn't hit anything. We were dying. Yeah, I mean. Gosh, when you haven't played basketball for who knows how long, I mean, yeah, it just kind of catches up to you. But we were down probably double digits at halftime, able to come back and then, you know, Cale Krogh, former post player for the Bombers, gets called for a foul, goes to the line, makes the first to make it only a 1-point deficit. And then, you know, you two definitely drew that play up where we did. Intentionally missed, kick it out for a 3-point shot. You hit the three, and the good guys got the victory. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, Cale and I definitely drew. No, I'm just kidding. But, yeah, sometimes, hey, just the luck of the draw. And, yeah, no, that was a heck of a game there. I don't know if I can do that again, Brock. But, you know, I mean, hey, you kind of balled out today too, big guy. I got 2 threes, 2 threes and a layup. Yeah. I'll take that. Hey, better than last year.
Yeah, I only had
Yeah,
1-3.
exactly. Hey, we're progressing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But no, yeah, that was fun. It was fun to see a lot of people, you haven't really seen in a long time as well. So, yeah, just kind of hoping that, Coach Schertz can continue putting that on in the future, But, yeah, Brock, I mean, shout out us repping the class of 19, eh?
Yeah, I mean, we'd love to have some more people from the class of 19.
Yeah, no kidding, yeah.
But
it's all right.
everybody bailed on us,
Yeah,
so
we'll hold it down.
we'll hold it down, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great event. Like Chase said, and I appreciate Schertz for putting it together. Like you mentioned, Chase, we get to see people that we haven't seen in a while. Like I got to talk to Kale a little bit, and I mean, it's great to know someone that actually is a D1 football player, for the University of Iowa, and get that talk to him a little bit of what college football is like as a D1 athlete.
Yeah, gosh, I mean, he was feasting today too. I was talking with I think it was Ethan and Jacob in the paint one time, and Ethan's like, yeah, I'm not taking a charge on that guy, and Drake's like, yeah, I would. Yeah, no, that was funny. And hey, Brock, I hope you're proud of me. I mentioned on the broadcast I was kind of tired of being a sissy in high school, so we had to take a charge.
Oh yeah,
today.
you did take the charge out. Yeah, not often in a pickup game do you get a charge call.
Trying to like my dad.
That.
Yeah,
that was great.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, wow, this feels weird.
But yeah, I mean, we came out with the victory, 1-1 now in our alumni game careers.
That's all right, 500, baby. Nothing wrong with that.
Might retire depending on how the knees feel next year.
True. Go out a winner. Nothing wrong with that, but yeah.
Definitely us, 22, 21-year-olds complaining about our knees when we had people in the 90s that graduated, played with us.
Yeah, I don't know how they were doing it. I mean, that's impressive. I can do that when, I get older like that. I mean, yeah, that's definitely a win for me. So, yeah, credit to them as well.
So we got a little bit over 6 minutes left before we get ready for the third quarter of play. Your Bombers are tied with the Vikings 33-all. What did you see from both ends as positive and negatives, and what do you think the Bombers need to do to walk out with a victory today?
Yeah, good question. So I like starting off negatives here and always end on positive. So for the negatives, for like at least the Bombers side, I mean, it just felt like multiple times there the Vikings just, kind of got whatever they wanted in transition, honestly. I mean, there's a lot of times where the Bombers, I felt like, they just really didn't pick up the ball in transition, and the Vikings just kind of got to the rack and kind of got whatever they wanted. So, I think an emphasis for me on the second half is, just picking the ball up in transition. I remember one time, Nolan had a shot down on the north end of the floor, and the miss was pretty much right around the rim, and next thing you know, the Vikings just got a fast-breaking layup out of that. Just stuff like that just really shouldn't be happening. So that's probably what I would focus on for the second half if I'm the Bombers here. Just get back in transition and pick up the ball. But some positives I've liked is, I've been impressed with the way that they're moving the ball. I feel like they've got a couple easy layups there. Good movement on the offensive end. I like the way that they've been driving. I know they really couldn't get anything Thursday, driving the rim, but I like the way that they're continuing to put pressure on the Vikings at the rim, and they haven't gotten something to go. Gorsh has kind of had a little bit of struggles at the rim, but I like the way that he's getting to the rack, so I would definitely continue to do that. And also I like the way that especially that Grieco play that sticks out to me too, Brock. Kind of late in the shot clock there. When you're driving, look for those guys on a kick-out three. Good job by Gorsh there relocating and knocking down that triple. But I would just say for the Bombers, continue to drive, and look for your shooters on the outside as well, and see if they can get going as well. But overall for the Bombers, I mean, solid half. I think this Vikings team's a very good team, so nothing really to complain about here. But yeah, that's what I would focus on.
For sure, this has just been an amazing game. I knew it was going to be close heading into it, but I mean, it could be a little closer, like you would say.
Yes, out of the way.
But 33-all as we get ready for the third quarter in about 4 minutes. Your Bombers, I think, will start with the ball, if I remember correctly. But either way, I mean, yeah, it's going to be a tough stretch for both teams. I mean, basketball is a game of runs. It's just depending on how long each run is.
Yeah, freaking Schertz. What was he saying today after we give up like a 30-4 run?
Yeah, we probably did though.
Oh boy,
it was like 34 to 14.
Hey, you don't need to rub it in. You're like, come on, man.
Yeah.
No,
hey,
that
won.
was bad. We won. Hey, exactly. Yeah.
It's a game of runs, man.
Exactly. No, it is. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm still trying to get that player comp for Sternberg. But I can't get it, Brock. I'll figure it out after the game. I guarantee when I have more time to think about it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm impressed with him. Just kind of the way that he can handle the ball, you know, and he just seems very comfortable out there. And I don't know, doesn't really seem bothered by pressure at all. And you know, pretty impressive for a big man.
I mean, I don't know how to word it. I guess it's not often where we watch a team where I'm enjoying watching them play as well as our team play.
Yeah.
The way that they play is such a different style compared to like some of the teams that we watch in the Raccoon River Conference, where they're trying to get to the hoop a lot more and doing a lot more post touches, where some teams that we play in the conference, you know, they have plays where it's focused more on the three-point line. And I mean, watching Braden Lund and Kyle Sternberg, it's been a blast to watch this Vikings team.
Yeah, I think it's kind of unique as well, you know, that like you're led by your two big men, which you usually don't really see that a whole lot. Throughout all of basketball, so I think that's pretty unique as well. And you know, I know you gotta like that, of course, Brock, being a big guy.
That's why I'm having so much fun calling this game. Like you don't see teams like that.
No.
And I mean, you played with him, Connor Drew. Like, you know, he was one of those instances where you had a guy that was the leader who was a big guy.
Yep.
And I mean, he ended up developing more of a three-point shot as well by the time he graduated. But at his freshman year, he was pretty much just a post player. Like, I don't know if I would rely on him shooting a three. And then by his senior year, he was able to shoot three. So it's bringing back a little bit of Connor Drew memories from when he was playing earlier in his career, of course.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. Yeah, I like that, Brock. But yeah, no, it was just kind of weird with, you know, our teams. You know, obviously we had Connor down low, which was just, gosh, have fun stopping that. But
yeah,
you know, obviously with Connor, but then you know we also had some solid guards as well. You know, and I mean, I don't know, it's just kind of weird, you know, just seeing that. I mean, the Vikings have great guards as well. Don't get me wrong, but you know, I mean, just their, you know, best two players, just in my opinion. You know, obviously, you know, those big guys, which you just really don't see often.
And I mean, you got to mention some of their guards. You got Ryan Wiedemeyer and Abe McIntosh, who have made some key plays for the Vikings in the first half. I mean, Wiedemeyer made the corner three that gave them the lead heading into the second quarter. And then you got McIntosh, who's been a force in the defensive end, able to pressure the guard, defend the ball handler. And, I mean, he's made some great passes as well, able to get some easy buckets for the Vikings. Yeah,
for sure. You know, talking about guards as well, you know, I'm looking at Ballard's guards here, and, you know, I've been, like I know we mentioned a couple times, but I've been impressed with the way, you know, Jude's been shooting three here early. You know, I wouldn't, you know, necessarily rely on that the second half, but, you know, if I were Jude, you know, I would give him a couple pump fakes, you know, or at least just like I mentioned, you know, get your eyes to the rim on that three-point line, because, you know, maybe, you know, the Vikings are looking at halftime like, dang, you know, he has 2 threes, and, you know, if you see someone, you know, looking at the rim, I mean, everyone thinks they're a shot blocker, Brock, you know that. So, you know, just get a little, you know, jump out of them. And, you know, I mean, obviously, like we know, Jude is a great driver. So if I were Jude, I would definitely focus on that. You know, just getting your eyes to the rim when you get the ball and try to see if, you know, you can bait him and get a nice little drive to the rim that he's essentially very good at.
I'm the best shot blocker there is.
Yeah, you know, you had about 20 blocks today. So, yeah, I would agree.
I would have like almost a double-double with all the tip rebounds I had.
Yeah, just those little tip outs. You're good at that.
It's the only thing I'm good at outside of, you know, corner threes.
Yeah, okay.
But enough of us. Let's get back to the game, I guess.
Amen, amen.
Gibson with the ball starting out here for the Bombers in the third quarter. Mudd off the backdoor cut. Gorsh shot no good. And Gorsh was going to attempt to save it on the floor, but, you know, when you're laying on the floor, you're most likely out of bounds if you're saving the ball.
Yeah, I really like that play, you know, coming out of halftime there by Schertz. You know, great look there for Gorsh, and just couldn't get the fall there. Maybe could have been a foul, but, you know, no foul called. So I still, regardless, still like the play.
Now the Vikings have it. Lund takes it in amongst the trees. No good. Rebound by Gibson. It was a good take from Lund, just unable to get it up and in. Gorsh on the other end misses his layup as well. So a couple of missed layups from both teams, and now the Vikings have it. Scheffler, guarded by Mudd, picks up the dribble, looking to give it to someone, has Lund, and his layup is good. Braden Lund with the 2-point layup.
Yeah, nice layup there by Lund. I thought Cogdell maybe could have slid over a little bit more and at least try to contest that shot, Brock, but I don't know, that was just me.
On the other end, Schoen for three, and it rolls in. Corner three from Austin Schoen. Man, when he's hitting his shots, this Bomber team is fun to watch.
Yeah, you know, he reminds me a lot of Miles. You know, he just kind of, you know, he picks when he wants to shoot the ball. But, yeah, usually when a shot goes up by Austin, most of the time it's a high percentage shot as well. So, big-time shot there by him.
Lund able to get the shot over 2 Bomber defenders in front of him, and I think he had 2 behind him as well. Able to get the 2-point jump hook. I mean, this guy's been fun to watch, as well as Kyle Sternberg, as we mentioned at halftime. Gibson able to draw the foul off the catch. That foul will be against the Vikings, number 1, Cole Scheffler. Only his first team foul for the Vikings. Mudd finds Cogdell, right elbow. Gibson takes the screen from Cogdell. Picks up his dribble, finds Nolan again. Nolan, Cogdell guarded by Sternberg. Picks up his dribble, has Mudd. Mudd close to the out-of-bounds line. Bombers able to work it outside. Now it's 25 seconds on the shot clock. Gibson fires a 3, hits the backboard and no good. Rebound by the Vikings. Kyle Sternberg takes it to the hoop, and I mean that's got to be his bread and butter. I haven't watched a lot of Vikings games, but he's made that look easy.
Yeah, that did look pretty easy.
And a timeout called by the Bombers. 5:42 left in the third quarter. Bombers trail by 3. 36-39 is the score. Definitely got to be thinking that Schertz is focusing on the defensive end of this, of the side of the ball for the Bombers timeout here, as Sternberg and Lund have just been feasting inside in the paint.
Yeah, for sure, Brock. You know, and I mean, you know, sometimes it's just, you know, hard to guard guys like that. I mean, that was just a great move there. And, you know, sometimes, yeah, good offense beats good defense, and, yeah, great move there from the Vikings. And, yeah, I mean, if you're the Bombers here, you know, I think you're still fine on the offensive end. But, yeah, I would definitely, you know, be putting my focus on the defensive end, you know, just making sure you got good help defense, especially when those big guys are driving.
Gorsh gets the ball, good Lord, I'm struggling today. Gorsh gets stolen from on the other end. Lund makes the easy layup, extends the lead for the Vikings. That alumni game really, you know, is taking its toll on me. Gibson able to pick it up, but he traveled. So it will be Vikings ball.
Yeah, great defense there by Cole Scheffler. You know, I mean, I think, was that his second steal he just had there? Was he the one on Gorsh as well?
I think so, yeah.
Scheffler. Yeah, great defense by him back-to-back possessions here.
36-41, Bombers trail here. We're getting close to the 5-minute mark here in the third quarter. Luke Sternberg kicks it out to Scheffler. The Bombers struggling to defend inside. Actually poked the ball loose this time, and a travel called. So it will be Bombers ball.
Yeah, good hands there by Gibson. You know, as a guard, anytime a big brings the ball down low, Brock, you know, you've got to get that. And, you know, good hands there by Gibson.
So as I was saying, the Bombers were struggling defending inside. They are able to force somewhat of a turnover. Not really a turnover, but force the jump ball. And Schoen misses the wide open layup inside. Kyle Sternberg with the rebound.
Yeah, I think Austin was kind of surprised there how wide open he was at the rim.
Sometimes you can be too wide open.
Yep.
As Sternberg misses that 3, but there's Lund able to get the rebound and the easy layup. Here's Mudd, shot fake, puts it up, and it's sent back by Sternberg. Vikings on a roll here. Scheffler picks up his dribble and traveled.
Yeah, but I think he just had a little bit of a 1-2 there. I don't think he landed off 2, so I believe that was the reason for the travel.
Bombers with it here. It was poked again off of the pass, this time by Luke Sternberg, number 3. It'll remain Bombers ball here as it goes out of bounds. Mudd will inbound it. Finds Gorsh. Gorsh has 11 points so far tonight. Gorsh, correction. Kick out, Schoen, 3. Misses it. Rebound by Cogdell. He gets it down low to Schoen. That's a great pass from a post player down low. Foul was called on the shot. Schoen will go to the line for some free throws.
Yeah, that was a heck of a pass there by Nolan there, and also a great cut there by Austin getting himself open.
It's not often you see a, as that free throw's missed, post player make a bounce pass like that from the elbow down low.
Yeah, kind of reminded me of Jokic a little bit, eh?
Cogdell will head to the bench as Rouse checks in. Rouse has 3 fouls, something to keep your eye on as Schoen makes the second, and he will check out as Grieco checks back in. So 3:40 left in the third quarter. Your Bombers trail by 6 here. Score is 37-43. Scheffler over the right side to Wiedemeyer. Down low, the ball is loose. Luke Sternberg. Timeout before a foul call, sorry.
Oh, easy, big guy.
You know, my throat's a little scratchy.
I know, mine is too. Yeah. Yeah, no, I was about to say, though, you know, Gibson almost had another steal there with someone's back turned him, so just going to get that one. But, you know, I think if you're the Bombers here, you know, still got plenty of time left, you know, 3:22 in this third quarter. But, you know, I don't know, I've kind of been observing on the offense, and I feel like they're kind of dribbling the ball a little bit too much. I don't know if that's just me, Brock, but I don't know. I just feel like the Bombers are just dribbling a little bit too much on the offense end. We'd like to see them, you know, continue to move that ball around and see if you can, you know, get something open, you know, just off a cut or, you know, maybe coming off a screen. But I don't know, just observing the game, I feel like just a little bit too much dribbling the ball from the Bombers in the offensive end.
See what they do here. They will be on defense, though, coming out of this timeout. And Rouse tried to steal it, but he connects bodies with Lund, and a foul will be called. That will be Rouse's 4th.
Yep, so it's going to be essential now for the Bombers to rebound the ball, especially on the defensive end here with Rouse coming out. I mean, it looks like the tallest player is probably, or they're going to bring out Gorsh. Interesting. Yeah, very interesting.
So now they'll bring out Rouse.
All right, yep. Okay. Still essential to rebound, but yeah,
yep.
All right.
Scheffler to inbound it. He finds Luke Sternberg. He gets it over to his Kyle Sternberg. Lund takes it in on Grieco. Kick out. 23 seconds left on the shot clock, and a great pass inside after a missed layup. That is Wiedemeyer for the 2 points. Jackson Brown for 3. He hits the corner 3 for the Bombers. Looking to be the spark off the bench the Bombers need currently. Lund inside. His layup is good. Gibson gets a screen from Cogdell. He dribbles it out. Finds Greek over on the left side. Over to the right, Mudd. Thought about the 3, now passes it up. Gibson drives. Travel call, Vikings ball. Well, no travel, but a jump ball call.
Okay.
So Vikings ball either way.
Yeah, you know, I mean, great shot there by Jackson Brown coming off the bench. And, yeah, like you said, Brock, hopefully he can be a spark here for the Bombers. And, you know, great job by him just being ready to shoot. But, you know, like I mentioned at halftime there, I mean, no one really picked the ball up in transition. And Vikings just kind of got whatever they want there about, you know, like 12 feet away from the rim. So Bombers just got to find a way here to pick up the ball.
Getting really close here to the 2-minute mark of the third quarter. Bombers trail 40-47. Not looking to fall 2 straight times this week. Already fell earlier against Norwalk. Did have a win against North Polk as that 3-point shot is no good. Rebound by Kyle Sternberg. But looking to get back in the win column as that 3 from Luke Sternberg is no good. Mudd with the rebound. Mudd brings it up. Kicks it over the left corner for 3. Jackson Brown hits another 3.
Yeah, great job there by Mudd. You know, just bringing the ball up, you know, putting his body into the defender there, and great recognition of seeing Jackson Brown has already hit one in the corner and getting the ball to him again. And great job by Jackson being ready to shoot there.
Luke Sternberg gives it over to Scheffler. Back to Luke. He takes it in on Cogdell. Layup no good. Rebound by Lund. And Lund's shot was stripped away by Mudd. Great defense from Mudd. Gibson on the fast break. Puts it up, draws a foul, and he will go to the line.
Yeah, you know, that's just a great job there by Drew. Just kind of hanging in there. You know, he's really good at doing that. And, you know, good job by the Bombers getting the ball out in transition there.
So that foul was on number 30, Kyle Sternberg. That's only his first. Team's third, though. Gibson gets 2 free throws here. Can trim it to a single possession deficit. The first one rattles in. Abe McIntosh checks back in for the Vikings. And Luke Sternberg will head to the bench. Second one is no good from Gibson. 1 for 2 on that trip, so now it's a 3-point deficit for the Bombers. Less than a minute to go here in the third quarter.
Yeah, Vikings got 2 for 1 here if you want it, Brack.
Lund, triple teamed inside. Draws a foul. Will be against Jude Gibson. That's only his first, team's second. Vikings get it in the Lund. Bombers in that zone defense. 25 seconds on the shot clock. Sternberg gets it down low to Lund. Lund guarded by Cogdell, and man, he's just had a day inside against the Bomber defense. Able to get the layup there.
Yeah, great job there. Just kind of, you know, splitting the gap there. I mean, no one really stepped up there for the Bombers on the defensive end, so, you know, good job just splitting the gap there.
13 seconds left. Bombers have a chance to get something here before the fourth quarter. Rico over to Brown, loses it. 6 seconds. Cogdell tried to give it to Mudd, but turns it over. Wiedemeyer fires it, no good, and that will do it for the third quarter of play. So it's time for the fourth quarter. Bombers trail 44-49 here in Huxley, Iowa. Saturday hoops. We don't normally get a call Saturday game, so it's fun to do that once in a while.
Yeah, for sure. You know, also, you know me, Brock, I got to give the refs a little bit of love out here, you know. I mean, you don't really see a lot of, you know, people wanting to volunteer their time, you know, especially being a ref on a Saturday afternoon calling high school basketball games. So a huge credit, you know, and also a shout out to the refs here, you know, just being available. You know, this job is not easy at all, I can tell you that. So, yeah, I wanted to also give them a shout out.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Shout out refs.
Yeah. I mean, I can just tell you right now, Brock, there's a lot of other things that I'd want to be doing on my Saturday afternoon. So,
like watching Gabe Kalsher make that three against
like
TCU?
watching Gabe Kalsher, that is very true. But, yeah, you know, just not an easy job. So, yeah, appreciate those guys being out here today as well.
Get ready for the fourth quarter of play. I mean, I would love to be at home watching the first place, number 25 ranked Big 12 team, Iowa State Cyclones.
Yeah, that was a heck of a game. I wonder if Coach Church saw any of that ending. He probably didn't. Might have to show him after the game.
Probably got it on his DVR.
Yeah, he probably does.
Gibson takes to the hoop, no good. I wonder if people even have DVRs anymore.
Yeah, probably not.
Streaming services, you know how it is.
Yep.
And after the missed shot from Scheffler, the ball bounces out of bounds. It will be Bombers' ball.
Yeah, I like, though, that last offensive possession there by the Bombers and Gibson, you know, just getting to the rim. You know, I feel like that's obviously what he does best. So I like that way, you know, Shirts came out of the third quarter there and start off the fourth here by just getting Gibson to the rim.
Bombers with the ball. Gibson hesitates, takes to the hoop. tries to pass it down low to either Brown or Cogdell, but there's Lund able there. He was there able to intercept the pass. On the other end, three-pointer from Wiedemeyer is good. Gorsch with the ball down low to Cogdell. He's guarded by Lund. Cogdell puts it up and in for 2.
Yeah, big time shot there by Cogdell, you know, not settling and getting himself right to the front of the rim.
Kyle Sternberg drives in, kick out. McIntosh over to Lund. Lund puts it up with the left hand, almost rattles in, and the rebound to Cogdell. Brown drives in, kick out. Grieco thought about the 3, passes it up. Over to the right side, Gorsch fires a 3. No good, and that will go out of bounds, and it'll be Vikings ball.
Yeah, don't mind the shot there at all by Gorsch, you know, and if he can get going here for the Bombers in the 4th, that'd be huge. I know Brock, he only has 2 fouls here, so I think he can, you know, continue to play aggressive and not be worried there. But yeah, if I were Gorsch, yeah, just continue to shoot the ball from 3, because yeah, like we mentioned, he can get hot.
That he can. And the Bombers would love to see him get hot here in the 4th quarter as they trail 46-52. Currently on defense, needing to get a stop as Kyle Sternberg takes it in on Cogdell. No good. Rebound by Gorsch. Gorsch dribbling it up. Gets it down low to Cogdell. He's guarded heavily. Misses the layup. And the rebound to Lund. And Gibson's there to strip it away from Scheffler. Able to get the fast break layup. It was a great effort there from Gibson. Able to poke that ball loose. And then eventually the easy 2-point shot. And there's Kyle Sternberg again, able to work his way inside for 2 points. Mudd fouled on the way up, and he will go to the line.
Yeah, great job by the Bombers there, you know, just getting the ball out of the basket, you know, running. I know Miles has done a great job at just running the floor today. I felt like he's got a lot of run out so far for the Bombers, but, you know, great job by him getting out there. Also, good job, I believe it was Gorsch who pushed the ball up there, so good job by those 2.
Foul was on McIntosh. Free throw from Mudd is no good.
Yeah, it kind of feels like Mudd's struggling from the line today. I don't know how many misses he has, but, you know, coming in this game shooting 73% from the free throw line, but just kind of struggling a little bit today.
That's a good announcer's jinx right there.
Got you, Brock. That's what I'm here for.
49-54. 5:35 left in the 4th quarter. Bombers trail 49-54, like I said earlier. On defense currently, Lund with it for the Vikings. He gives it over to Scheffler. 19 seconds left on the shot clock. Bombers now with it. Showing, spins, takes it in, draws the charge from Kyle Sternberg. That's a great effort from Sternberg to get in position to draw that offensive foul. So it will be Vikings ball. We are close to the 5-minute mark.
Yep, you know, and I like what I'm seeing here from the Bombers on the defense, and I really feel like the zone is effective. You know, you just gotta, you know, come over and play help defense as well. You know, I feel like the Vikings are doing a good job of splitting the gaps here, but I feel like if the Bombers just, you know, stuff like that, like that's great defense there by Gibson and, you know, forcing the jump ball. But, you know, if you can just continue to play good help defense, you know, and prevent the Vikings from splitting the gaps here, I feel like the zone's been pretty effective in my opinion.
I mean, they're going to keep using it, and hopefully leads to some turnovers and some buckets for the Bombers as they trail currently. Scheffler loses it. Gorsch comes up with the steal. He gives it up to Gibson. Gibson, layup, no good. Rebound by Scheffler. Scheffler going quickly over to Kyle Sternberg. He hesitates, takes it in. His shot's no good. Another shot, fouled this time, so he will go to the line. Foul was on Mudd. That'll be his first.
Yep, absolutely love that hezzy there by Sternberg in transition. I mean, as much as, I mean, I don't know, has he shot a 3 today, bro? Maybe he has.
I think he has, yeah.
Yeah, all right, maybe yes. But, like, you know, the odds of him probably pulling up in transition there are probably slim to none. And you know, just getting your eyes to the rim there and change of pace really bit the Bomber defender there, and, you know, good job by him sticking with it, and now rewarding himself at the line.
Brown checks in for Schoen. So after making the first one, Kyle Sternberg will have one more. Makes them both. 49-56 is the score in favor of the Vikings. Brown gives it over to Mudd, the left side, Gorsh. Gorsh thought about the three. He will take it in. Floater, no good. Tipped, and Jackson Brown able to get the 2 points.
Yeah, how about Jackson Brown off the bench today for the Bombers?
I mean, he's not the tallest person on the court, but he was able to find a way to tip that ball over the front of the rim and, well, over the glass and in.
Yeah, great touch.
Lund with it, guarded by Mudd, over to the left side. Seems like the Vikings are in no hurry here. 13 seconds on the shot clock. McIntosh gives it up. Sternberg fires a long three. He hits it. Man.
This is what I mentioned earlier, Brock. Probably not going to shoot the three, and yeah, prove me wrong.
He was looking like you from the alumni game. Mudd fires a three of his own. No good. Tipped. Gorsh saves it. I mean, Cogdell saves it. Out of bounds. It will be Vikings ball. So 3:35 left in the fourth quarter. Bombers trail. Everything going the Vikings' way. Sternberg leading the way for them. Luke Sternberg takes it in on Gorsh, draws a foul on the floor, so the Vikings will take it out. Gorsh with the foul, his third, team's fifth. I mean, dude is just bullying his way for the bucket easily.
That just, it can't happen off of inbounds at all if you're the Bombers there. Just right in front of the rim and just gets wide open there, and, you know, just can't have that happen.
So Sternberg, three-point play is good. Again, I wish I could tell you how many points he has. He definitely has over 20, close to 30. For the Vikings, Brown takes it in, kick out to Gorsh. Gorsh step back three, no good. Tipped, out of bounds, and it will be Vikings ball. So a little similar to early on in the Norwalk game. Bombers, their wheels are starting to fall off the tracks again, and it results in this double-digit deficit. Lund pulls up for two, no good, rebound by Mudd. Gibson takes it in, double clutch, layup is good, count it, and one.
Yeah, big time finish there by Gibson, you know, just hanging up in the air. And I mean, he's just good at that, Brock, you know, just getting up in the air and finishing.
He levitates.
So, yes, yeah, I was looking for a word there. It didn't come to me, but yes, that works.
He glides, he floats.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Brock. You're my thesaurus today.
Thesaurus, oh my gosh.
Yeah, you like that?
Love it. I know our old high school teachers, our English teachers would appreciate us referencing the thesaurus.
Great diction, right?
Oh, yeah. So Gibson makes the free throw, converts the old-fashioned three-point play. Bombers now only trail by 8, but time's starting to run out.
Yep, still plenty of time in this game if you're the Bombers, you know. Don't need to force anything in the offensive end, you know, just keep running your stuff, but just got to get stops here on the defensive end, and especially cannot give them second chance opportunities.
Kyle Sternberg guarded by Gorsh. He picks up his dribble over to Scheffler. Lund fires a three. Hits it. Now 11-point lead for the Vikings. Bombers now. Gibson takes to the hoop. Draws the foul. Shot no good. and he will go to the line.
Yep, good take there by Jude, and I don't know, Brock, with that last three there from the Vikings, you might have to start getting some threes fired up here, but still like Jude playing aggressive here and getting points when the clock is stopped.
I was just gonna say that, mentioning how if you can get as many points as possible while the clock is stopped is a big part about getting back into this game. Is the first free throw is good from Jude. Makes both. 56-65 is the score. 2:08 left. Bombers applying a pressure. And it almost resulted in a turnover. Mudd had it for a second, but tripped. Ball goes out of bounds. It will remain Vikings ball.
Yep, just kind of a classic. You're looking ahead and just forget to bring the ball in.
Luke Sternberg gives it over to McIntosh. And a foul called. 1-on-1 bonus opportunity now for Abe McIntosh. Schoen called for the foul. That's his third. So 1:53 left. Vikings to the line. 1-1 for McIntosh. Can make it a double-digit lead. He misses the first, so the Bombers now will bring it up after the missed bonus attempt. Gibson spins inside, loses the ball, stolen away. Luke Sternberg with the steal. Foul called. I think it'll be on Gibson, so the Vikings will go back to the line.
Yep, like the idea there from Gibson to try to get to the rack there, but I think he may have had a shooter on the wing there. I couldn't tell who it was, but yeah, I think if you just would have saw someone open there on the wing, I think the Bombers would have had pretty much in my opinion, a wide open three there. So just kind of unfortunate break there for the Bombers. But yeah, the free throws are just going to be huge for the Vikings here down the stretch. They're shooting 67% from the line, so not a bad number at all. But yeah, the Vikings just going to need to hit free throws here and take care of the ball, but they're sitting in good shape.
Little game reset here. Bombers have the possession arrow. Bombers also have 4 timeouts. The Vikings have 3 timeouts. Score is 56-65 in favor of the Vikings. Gibson was the one that picked up the last foul. That was his second. And the Vikings are in the 1-on-1 bonus, so they will be at the line coming out of this timeout. Vikings are 1 foul away from sending the Bombers to a 1-on-1 bonus the rest of the game. But with 1:39, they're feeling good heading into the final stretch of this game. The Bombers on the other end probably going to come out with a little more sense of urgency. So Luke Sternberg, who entered the game shooting 50% from the line, 1-on-1 opportunity. Hits the first. Now a double-digit lead for the Vikings. Makes both. 67-56, Vikings lead. Gibson over to Gorsh. Gorsh looking, gives it up. Cogdell with the ball. Hands it off to Gibson. Gibson's double team. Picks it up. Gorsh fades away for a long three. No good. Rebound by Kyle Sternberg. Bombers still applying pressure. Not fouling yet. Timeout called by the Vikings. 30-second timeout here for the Vikings. They lead 67-56 with 1:16 left in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Gorsh, he's had a lot of good looks today. Just really couldn't get him to fall, but yeah, I don't know. It feels like that's just kind of how it's been going for the Bombers today. Obviously a lot more points than what happened Thursday. But yeah, I mean, I like the shots that Gorsh is getting here, Brock. They just aren't falling, you know. And sometimes as a shooter, you just kind of go through stuff like that. But yeah, I would not complain there at all from that on the offensive end. But you know, credit to the Vikings. Just, you know, I mean, it really doesn't feel like the Bombers have had a whole lot of second chance opportunities today. Maybe I'm wrong, but, you know, credit to them being great on the glass.
So the Vikings will take it out here, out of the timeout. And a foul called before the ball was inbounded. I guess if you're going to have a foul called, you might as well when the clock's not rolling.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's not the NBA, so not an intentional foul, right?
For sure. I didn't see the play, so I have no idea where the foul was, but Mudd picks up the foul, his second personal, team's ninth, so the next foul will be a double bonus for them. First one is good for Braden Lund, who's had a great game along with Kyle Sternberg. Both of them have to be close to 20, if not both past 20. They both have a couple, well, I think they both have a 3 and a bunch of layups inside for the Vikings tonight. Brown gives it over to Mudd. Mudd takes it in, puts up a tough shot, draws a foul, and he will go to the line. So Mudd will shoot 2. First one is good. Mudd with 10 points tonight.
Yeah, I think if Mudd makes this here, you gotta set your press and, you know, go for a quick steal, but if you can't get it, just foul immediately.
Second one is good. 2 for 2 on that trip. Vikings get it in. Bombers applying that pressure like Chase mentioned, and they're able to get it over half court. Scheffler gets fouled, so he will go to the line for 2 free throws. Jackson Brown fouled there. That's only his first, team's 10th. So 2 free throws from Cole Scheffler. Misses the first. Entered the game shooting 60% from the line. Misses both. Rebound by Cogdell. Mudd brings it up. Hands it off to Gorsh. Gorsh out on the right side of the wing. Gives it over to Gibson. Gibson hesitates, takes it in, puts up a really tough shot, no good. Comes up with an offensive rebound, puts up a tough shot, count it, and one. And Jude Gibson will go to the line, looking to convert an old-fashioned three-point play.
Yeah, nice job there by Gibson, just sticking with it on the offensive end. And yeah, I mean, I said it before, but anytime you get points while the clock is stopped, you will take that all day. So assuming that Gibson can knock in the free throw here, you know, like I mentioned, Brock, before, you know, try to get a quick steal, and if you can't, foul.
So Gibson gets 1 free throw. He makes it, has 19 tonight. Timeout called by the Bombers. 45 seconds left. 61-69, Bombers trail. It's a long road to get back to either being tied or taking the lead, but the Bombers are going to make, with what they have, I guess, right now, 45 seconds left. What do you do here?
I mean, just keep doing what you've been doing, Brock. You just got to hope that they miss free throws and continue fouling. It doesn't really look like anyone's in foul trouble here for the Bombers. I mean, Gorsh has 3, but other than that, I mean, they're pretty much fine foul-wise. But, yeah, I mean, I think you just continue to, you know, go for the quick steal. If you can't, foul. But yeah, though, forgot to mention that, yeah, on the offensive end, though, if you're the Bombers, you know, just I think you're at the point of the game where you're probably going to start needing threes here. So I would just continue to run Gorsh off some screens, and if you can't get Gorsh, you know, I'll just try to, you know, get the quickest 3 that you possibly can.
So the Bombers tried like 4 different times to foul. Finally, the officials call it. And, of course, it's Gorsh the one that gets called for the foul.
Yeah, not ideal, but, you know, when you're in that situation, you just got to have anyone foul. So big time free throws here for the Vikings as there is 41 seconds left in this game.
Scheffler gets 2. Gorsh picks up his 4th personal. Brown checks in for Cogdale. Little offense-defense substitution from Coach Schertz and the Bombers. This free throw to make it a double-digit lead for the Vikings. Pure. 61-71. Mudd finds Schoen. He spins, takes it in, kick out. Mudd, 3. No good. Rebound by Gibson. Gibson loses the ball. And he loses it, fouls Luke Sternberger, and gets called for an intentional foul. That'll be his 3rd, and that will probably wrap it up.
Should, yep, it should. Not a bad look there by Mudd there in the corner, but just couldn't get it to fall. And yeah, like you mentioned, Brock, probably should be it.
Luke Sternberg misses the free throw. Makes the second, 1 for 2 on that trip. Luke Sternberg has 6 points tonight. I think his brother, Kyle Sternberg, has like 30 almost, it seems like. And Luke Sternberg will go back to the line as he gets fouled by Austin Schoen. That's his 4th, team's 11th. First one is good. Second one is also good. So the Bombers here looking to put something on the scoreboard before the end of the game. Schoen finds Mudd. Mudd's layup is good. And the Bombers called timeout after the shot from Mudd. Not really much left here in this game, 19 seconds left. Not much that the Bombers can do really either except for foul. I don't know if there's enough time to like allow an opportunity to steal or strip the ball off the pressure.
Yep. Yeah, I would agree, Brian. I feel like you just got a foul here immediately for the Bombers. But yeah, you know, credit to the Vikings here coming ready to play today. I mean, they looked great on both sides of the floor, and you know, I mean, those two bigs they're tough to guard, man. They are tough to guard. So yeah, it's a very good Vikings team, and yeah, I'd definitely be on the watch for them in 2A, right? Correct?
2A.
Yes, yeah, they're a great 2A team. So yeah, I would be on the look for them in 2A as you know we approach March later in the year.
I need them to send me like a pair of their warm-ups, man. Those Hoosier pants and then the short sleeve hoodies, man. That's my game right there.
Short sleeve hoodies is your game.
Anybody working for that school that can get me a pair of those, bro, contact Ballard and let them know that Brock needs a pair.
Yeah, just give me your Twitter handle. Come on, Brock.
At Brock Bierman. Just spell my name, you know, B-E-I-R-M-A-N.
There you go. This is where Dan inserts your Twitter handle on the screen.
So Gorsh fouled there. That was his 5th, so he is done for today's game. Finishes with 11 points. Not necessarily what he would want on the stat line, but it's definitely an improvement from the Norwalk game. As Wiedemeyer makes the free throw. He will get one more here. Second one is good. 63-76. Gibson's shot is stripped away, and that will pretty much do it here. 63-76, your Bombers fall to the Vikings. A 2-game losing streak now for the Ballard Bombers. Not much that you can really say except for a great effort from both teams. In the end, Kyle Sternberg and Braden Lund for the Vikings, just too dominant inside for the Bombers to handle.
Yeah, just a tough week here for the Bombers, but Brock, there's a lot of season left. Sometimes you go through spurts like that, so no reason here to hang your head if you're the Bombers. You got plenty of ball left, but yeah, I mean, looking forward to seeing how the rest of the season turns out. And yeah, that's a very good Vikings team, so nothing to hang your head about there. But yeah, we'll see if the Bombers can get back on track next week.
I will say I enjoyed watching this Vikings team again. I haven't watched much of their games prepping for this, but they're going to have a great season for sure the rest of the season. And don't be shocked if come March, they're making a trip to the well. So
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, great effort by them. They win it 76-63 over your Bombers. Your Bombers are back in action next Tuesday at home against the Winterset Huskies, back in Raccoon River Conference play. Bombers are defending their conference championship that they've won the last 3 seasons. So definitely an important game, especially as we get deeper into the season and the separation in the standings becomes more prevalent for who will be competing for the championship and who will not. For Chase Wintermore, I'm Brock Bierman, and as well for Dan Ingsler, who helped us out with the graphics today. We appreciate everybody that tuned in. Also, if you tuned in to our Futures and Alumni games, we appreciate you supporting us on that as well. We just appreciate the support. And until Tuesday, when we're back here in the hangar for Ballard versus Winterset, this is the Ballard Network.